Hey everyone, welcome to my online classes. Today is the 5th video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do dot manipulation. Now, if you have been following the videos carefully, you would have prepared already patterns like these for your own measurement. Now, I'm working with the quarter size pattern, which is actually all the measurements of size 8 divided by 4, and hence this pattern is size 8 1/4. So I'm showing these because this is easier to show. I can explain much better with a smaller pattern, but you should have your pieces like this, patterns ready for your own measurement to follow this video. Now, what exactly is dart manipulation? Dart manipulation is basically, this is your dart and in your basic block, we've given the place for your dart over the waist. So this is the waist, this is your neck, shoulder, armhole, side. And we've given this the dart. Now, what is a dart? Dart is basically the amount of fabric that we take away in order to give fitting to your pattern. Now, this dart is given at the waist, but maybe in your design, this is not what the design you're working for. Your dart is maybe at the side or at the shoulder or in the center, or maybe over here. Have you seen a dart like this, which goes from armhole to the waist? That's called princess cut. So we have different types of darts. Now, that is called dart manipulation. When you shift around your dart without compromising on the fit, that is called dart manipulation. So I'm going to teach you how to do dart manipulation in today's class. Now, these are the samples that I've done already. Now, have a look at this. So, for example, this is your dart number 1. Dart manipulation number 1. So your dart has shifted over here. In this one, your dart has shifted to the side. For this one, the dart has shifted on the armhole, and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to address each and every one of these and tell you how to use your block to create darts like that. Now, in order to shift a dart here, this is how you would do that. So we are doing this design. Let's say your blouse design is something which has a dart side instead of having it at the center. So that's our dart manipulation number 1. So copy your block exactly. Okay, now if my dart is going to go at the side here, I'm going to mark a point like this at the side and hold it from the center, from the pivotal, and shift this pattern and close this dart. So I have closed the center dart. Because of that, my line that I just now marked has shifted here. So I'm going to mark that point and draw the remaining part of it. Now what has happened? My point has opened up here. So basically this dart got closed and it shifted here and opened up this part. So if I draw this line from here to here, that becomes my new dart. So this is your dart number 1. This is your dart manipulation number 1, and this is how it looks like after it is done. Let's now look at the dart number 2, design number 2, dart manipulation. In this one, your dart is at the side. You must have seen garments which has darts at the side instead of in the center. So let's see how we shift. The concept, the fundamental remains the same. I am using the basic block, smaller size, but you will use the same thing for your own size. Again, the same drill. Copy the block as it is, exactly the same. All right, now my dart is at this side here. So I'm going to mark that point here at this side. In fact, this dart, you could just make it straight from the center. So you see this line over here? Follow that line and draw a straight line from here. So the side dart can be absolutely 90 degrees from your center. So once I've marked it, again, I'm going to hold it from the pivotal and close my waist dart like this. Because of that, my point has now moved here. I'm going to draw the remaining part. This dart has closed down now, and the dart at the side has opened up. Okay, so you will sew these two parts together to make it look like this. And then once your design is done, this is how your design is going to look like. So that was your dart manipulation number 2. Let's now go to dart manipulation number 3. This is your dart manipulation number 3. We have shifted the dart on the armhole. This is how it looks like. Very beautiful. It's one of my favorite darts. It gives a very good fitting on your armhole, and it does not compromise. All these darts, although you're shifting them, it does not compromise in any way with your fit. Your fitting is still the same. It's only thing, the position of your dart is moving. So let's see how we're going to do this dart. Again, copy your block. Now at this curve, the lower part of the curve, actually you can just follow your chest line. In your basic block, you must be having a chest line over here. You could mark it over there. So draw a line to mark your point. Hold from the center, close the dart completely. Draw the remaining. So wherever you mark the point, it's that from that point you start drawing your pattern. Okay, now this dart is closed. This part has opened up. All right, so if I join this, from here to here, this becomes my armhole dart. So once you sew it together like this, this is how it turns out to be. All right, so that's your dart manipulation number 3, design number 3. Let's now go to dart manipulation number 4, which is at this shoulder end to the bust point. This is how it looks like. That's your dart manipulation number 4. Let's see how to do this. The concept is still the same. Copy the block first. By the time you finish doing all these dart manipulation, you will be very, very clear on the dart concept, how the darts are moved and how the fitting is given based on the darts. So at this corner, mark a point, hold from the pivotal, close the dart, mark this edge over here, and draw the remaining part. Now your dart is closed here, and here your dart has opened up this part. So you will connect your line like this, and this becomes your dart. After you have this opening, sew this up at the side, and this is how it looks like. Okay, this is your shoulder dart. Shoulder dart can be from here, or from here. From here it starts becoming the neck dart, but you can position your dart wherever you wish according to your design. So I'm giving you one example. We will do one more example over here. So that's your D4, dart manipulation number 4. This is your dart manipulation number 5. Again a shoulder dart, but more towards the center. So you could place it wherever you wish to according to your design. But if it is a shoulder dart, usually it's in the center. So from here to here, this is how your dart looks like. So let's see how to do this one. Again, the same concept. It is very important for you to, to understand your block, because this block is a very useful block. You could do so much with this one. But to begin with, the basic that you need to know is how to shift the darts and how to play around with the darts. Mark the dart here. Again, hold it from here. Close the dart. That makes this part open up. Draw the remaining part. And then connect these two together. That's your design number 5, dart manipulation number 5. This is how it looks. This is how it's going to be sewn. Now let's come to design number 6, dart manipulation number 6. By now you must have got some idea about how the darts are shifted. Shifting dart, learning how to shift the dart is mandatory, is the very basic that you should know before you try any other patterns or any complicated pattern. You cannot go to very advanced level or do different type of designs unless you know how to shift your dart. So this is mandatory. Now I'm going to, from 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm going to show them all together to you. This is your dart manipulation 6, which is at the neck. This is how it looks like. Copy it and mark the point at the neck here. Close the dart. Draw the remaining part, and your dart opens up here. So this is how your neck dart is going to look like. That's your dart manipulation number 6. Okay, now dart manipulation number 7. This dart starts from the end of the neck here. So again, you will copy the block, mark this dart, close this dart, draw the remaining, so this dart is closed and your dart is now opened up from here. Okay, that's your D7. This is how it looks like. Okay, this part. Okay, now let's come to dart number 8, dart manipulation number 8, where your dart is in the center like this. So again, copy the block, mark the point in the center here, hold from here, close the dart, your point has now moved here, draw the remaining part, this dart gets closed and this dart opens up. So draw this part, That's your D7. Okay, now dot manipulation number 9, which is from here to here. This is how it looks like, from center, from your pivotal to the center here. So copy the block, mark the point here, close the dart. Your point is now moved here. Draw the remaining part. This dart gets closed and this dart opens up. So this becomes your dot. So this is your, from here, here, this becomes your D9. Okay, so I have covered 9 dart manipulation. More or less I've covered everything. I covered the one from here, neck, center, and the side, center side. So more or less I've covered anything, but according to your design, let's say your dart is here, you know, your dart starts from here, or your dart starts from here, or maybe somewhere here. That position you can do, but you will follow the same concept and you can shift your dart based on where the place where your dart is. You will shift it and the fitting is not affected at all, only your position of the dart gets affected. So please practice this. In the last part I have done everything together. If you have any confusion here, you can discuss with me during your video call and I'll explain once again. But this is pretty simple, very useful though. And again, this is your front that we've done. The back pattern we don't do because most of the designing is done in the front. The back pattern can be used as it is. Only thing is that we don't use this dart. Although this dart is very important, it's, you know, it gives shape to your shoulder. So for example, our shoulder is not a flat surface, and I think I've explained this earlier also. It's a little curvy from here. If these are your arm, your shoulders are always a little curvy from here. So in order to give fitting over the shoulder, you need to have one dart which makes sure that your pattern goes inward like this. Now that doesn't mean that most of your design will end up having patterns like that. No, you will not see your design in most of the pattern, although you will have that fitting. So how do you have the fitting without having to see the dart? So this is what you do. Copy your back block, and this pattern you can use for all your patterns, all your designs, because the back we're not changing much. So this is your this dart. What you do is simply just close this dart. Close this dart like that. So this has moved up, just blend it with this part. See? So this dart goes away. This dart, literally you're just closing it up, you're literally sewing it up, and you know, so that you have the fitting but you don't get to see this dart. So this pattern you can use for all your dart manipulations front patterns. Okay, hope it's clear. If you have any doubt, please drop me a message or we'll discuss during our video call. Thank you very much.